I'd like to talk to you about one of the ways that we work in Prama, and that's called our Pathways to Dignity. And this is based on some research that was done in the United States through the Search Institute in Minneapolis, and is a way that many people particularly across the United States, are working with young people. And we've taken that on. We're working them to develop a reflective approach in working with older people. So what does that mean? Well, what we want to have is great outcomes. We want everything to stem from our vision of what we want to see, and then we've set in place a number of processes that will produce, hopefully, the outcomes that will feed into achieving that vision. What does that look like? Well, our vision is of a world where no one is unfairly disadvantaged or excluded due to age or infirmity, and where everybody can enjoy life as they age. And that's what our aim is. So stemming on from that, what is our role within that? What is our primary purpose within that? Well, as a Christian charity, we enable those who live with vulnerability or isolation, particularly elder people, enjoy their independence, lead fulfilling lives, and fully contribute to society. Okay, now within that, our values that underpin how we work are compassion and helpfulness and respect and integrity, sensitivity and trustworthiness. Having got that together, the principles and mechanisms that we want to achieve that are often brought in from outside. So the principles of, we always look for achieving maximum dignity in later life. There's these pathways to dignity that I'm about to explain. We work within the constraints of the care quality framework. We recognise, uphold and advocate for the human rights of older people. We want to promote age-friendly communities. We want to support people to make choices to have healthy ageing. And wherever we are, we want to be combating ageism, the abuse of older people, loneliness and isolation, particularly in later life. How do we do that? Well, that all feeds through. So we have our registered care services, whether it's home care or nail care. We have our community clubs through Prama Life. We are developing online participation. We work with research. We do have a role in lobbying. And we're also involved in advocacy on behalf of others and representation of older people on the national and the international scale. And then from that, all feeds round, because that is towards achieving our objective of a world where no one is unfairly disadvantaged, etc. So that's why we do what we do. It's our motivator and it's our fundamental principles of operation. So, we see ageing as something that everybody does, and we want it to be enjoyed, not just endured. And ultimately, relationships matter over function. So we're not just here to deliver services, we're here to have relationships with people, to support them, to let them know that they are loved and respected and cared for and appreciated. And that leads us into our foundation's pathways to dignity for older people. And there are 8 of them, and they look like this. Number 1, we maintain that older people need to be surrounded by and will respond to people who love, care, appreciate and accept them. Number 2, empowerment. Older people need to feel valued and valuable. This happens when he or she feels safe and respected. Number 3, boundaries and expectations. Older people need clear expectations of what they can contribute to and expect from society, its rules and expected behaviours, as well as the consequences for breaching them. Number 4, constructive use of time. Older people need opportunities to continue learning and growing and to develop skills and interests with others. Number 5, engagement in learning. Older people need a sense of the lasting importance of learning and a belief in their own abilities. Number 6, positive values. Older people need to develop and maintain strong guiding values or principles to help them make healthy life choices. Number 7, social competences. Older people need the skills to interact effectively with others, to make difficult decisions, and to cope with new situations. Positive identity. Older people need to believe in their own self-worth and to feel that they have control over the things that happen to them. Each of these 8 foundational core statements contribute, we believe, to someone experiencing living with dignity in later life, enjoying later life, not giving up on themselves. One of the most telling things I've ever heard that has stuck with me for many years is of an older person who at the age of 90 said that, "I wish I'd have realised at the age of 50 that I could learn to play the piano, because then I'd have had 40 years of being able to play the piano. But as it was, I gave up on myself at the age of 50 and I never bothered to learn." That was someone who'd missed out, who thought that just because she was at the age of 50, she had nothing more to learn, that she couldn't learn. She'd given up on herself. And what we want to do, we want to encourage people not to give up on themselves, to recognise that whatever age they are, we can still learn, we can still adapt, we can still be part of modern society and not isolate ourselves from those who love us and want us to be part of that same society. Our vision is a world where no one is unfairly disadvantaged or excluded due to age or infirmity, and where everyone can enjoy life as they age. These pathways to dignity contribute towards that, whether it's in Prama Care, Prama Life, Prama Trade. We want it to be underlying everything that we do. So we're not treating old people as a different group. Older people are a part of us, are a part of society. They are we a few years from now.